Hey guys, Big Films 39 here with my movie review for San Andreas. So this movie just came out this past Friday. I went to check it out. I really wasn't expecting much from it, and there's not a whole lot to discuss here. You know, it stars The Rock. It's an earthquake movie. In the trailers, you see that they're really selling this movie on a lot of the destruction that's occurring. You know, all the buildings collapsing and you know, you see tsunamis tearing through the cities and you know, flooding everything, and that's basically what this movie is. So I really wasn't looking for a whole lot here, but I actually thought that this movie could have been more disappointing. It could have been disappointing. I was not disappointed by the movie. The story was not all that great. But with all the destruction scenes, you know, I think sometimes that can really be overdone. Like in Man of Steel, I think that's always the example I go to. I think at the end of Man of Steel, you know, when all of these buildings are falling down and there's just all of this destruction, mindless destruction going on, it gets really kind of mind-numbing, boring, and just really tiring to watch. But they didn't do that here. I thought all of the action scenes and all the destruction was engaging for the most part. It felt intimate, and there were some really great visual scenes that they crafted in this movie that I was impressed with. So you know, those all of the action scenes were not overdone, and I thought they were pretty good for the most part. So the story is where the movie is really lacking. The storyline. You know, you have The Rock, who he works for the fire and rescue team in LA, and the movie opens with a really great scene unrelated to the earthquake stuff, where you get to see The Rock, you know, doing his work, saving people, and it's pretty fun. You know, that's kind of what The Rock does. He's this likable character, big, strong dude, and you know, it's fun to see him do heroic stuff like that. But then there was this other story, and then, you know, the movie continues with The Rock, and he has his family, and you know, his daughter gets she's stuck somewhere and you know, affected by the earthquake, and The Rock has to go and save her. But then there was a separate storyline with Paul Giamatti, and I actually thought you know, this might have been the undoing of the movie, because he always plays this kind of nutcase goofball character in all of his movies. But here, there was none of that. It was all business. You know, played a very serious character. And it was really nice to see him pull that off. I thought he was very convincing, and it was nice to just see him in a serious role like that. He plays a professor at a technology institute that studies earthquakes. He kind of goes unrecognized for his work because no one really listens to him. No one takes heed of these earthquakes that he says will be coming in the future. And it's kind of just convenient that all of a sudden there's this earthquake, and you know, he's there on top of it. But these two storylines felt like two different movies to me. You had The Rock with his family out in the field chasing people, and then Paul Giamatti is at the institute this whole time. You know, he gets on the news, on the news stations, telling everyone to, you know, evacuate San Francisco, where you know, this just where the earthquake is doing the most damage, and he's just in this building the whole time. But I actually feel like if they could have just taken that storyline and made a fully fledged full movie just out of him and kind of his story, and that would have been really good. But instead, they just kind of gave half of his story, half of The Rock's story, and while they were both entertaining, these storylines never really converged, and, you know, both of them just felt like they kind of gave half effort, you know, to each storyline. But other than that, you know, I think with these disaster movies, it's really kind of difficult to strike the balance, how much backstory to give on these characters. You know, I don't want a whole bunch of backstory in a movie like this, where you want to just sit back and take in all of the destruction and action and that good stuff. But, you know, when you do that, when you try to introduce just a little bit of backstory, make us care about these characters. You know, you could feel like some things are unresolved and they didn't go as far as they should have with the storyline. But so there are some moments like that in here where, you know, some story elements feel kind of unresolved. But the story is nothing great. The movie is not that special in any way, but, you know, it is entertaining. There are some really good visual scenes. That the destruction is not overdone. So I'm going to give San Andreas a B. I think it's just kind of, you know, a decent disaster movie. And, you know, I just wouldn't expect much of it. But overall, just an okay movie that did its job. So thank you for watching, guys. Please check out some of my other recent reviews. I reviewed Tomorrowland, and I reviewed Avengers Age of Ultron a couple weeks ago, so check those out and stay tuned to my channel for more movie unboxings and movie updates and movie reviews as well this summer. Thank you guys, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.